Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. Happy Workers' Day. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies. Ironically, it's Workers' Day compared to all the stories we're hearing about job security in Nigeria, even across the world. It's an interesting thing to begin to think about because, hey, the reality of the times is making lots of CEOs rethink their businesses. But how are you doing, BC?
I'm doing amazing.
I like the yellow and green combo.
Thank you.
It's popping.
Thank you so much. I was just a bit worried because when I was coming out today, there was more traffic than usual. I think it's in preparation of Monday. And I'm worried because we seem to be having more numbers of COVID-19 patients right now. And we're relaxing the lockdown. And Nigerians are very extreme. They don't know the meaning of do it small, small. So this relaxation, a lot of stores, a lot of people are waiting to, jump in the road from Monday. I am wondering, how are we able to now, contain the virus, apply the social distancing? The bosses, they are saying, which conductor has the time to be giving you, checking your temperature and giving you sanitizers? We need to be real here. I don't know if there's anything.
I think what Nimar was saying is that philanthropists at this point, maybe they can start installing wash hand basins in many bus stops. That's a step in the right direction. Provide free sanitizers for buses. And there was a picture in one of the papers where there are two seats on the row, but the one is cordoned off, so you can't sit on there. You only sit on one, so it gives you that spacing.
In the buses, right?
The buses.
So that's like 60% of passengers. Who will pay for the remaining ones? But those ones who collect their money.
Leave the money part. The thing is, this morning coming to work, I saw a bus packed full of people. Packed full.
Already.
The truth is that we'll find it very difficult to enforce. I am of the opinion that the federal government made a mistake with this. I understand that their hands are tied. They did this because really everybody is screaming about being hungry. And so they cannot feed you, so they let you out. But then now it behoves on you, as they say, to take care of yourself and protect yourself. Because really, for me, when that news came out, it really bothered me because I don't know how
I was privileged
any
to speak to
government
a few CEOs yesterday on a webinar in Pan-Atlantic, and many of them are saying that even for Monday, they're not going to start work as usual.
Just rush back to work.
No, many of them are going to stay back. Only those that need to come to the office to do anything. They'll continue the online meetings, conferencing, and most of your clients anyway are not around.
That's on the island, right?
Well, yeah.
My area, they are ready to open their stores. Everybody's coming out because
you see, there's
a guideline also for the shops that can open and the markets that can open and the days that they can open. I'm just praying is the enforcing of this.
How many years security officials will be able to enforce all of those? We need to look at these things, Beg.
Right. So I know that Ghana had relaxed their own lockdown, just like Nigeria did. And I heard that in a week they got about 1,000 or so. And in one day they had 400. Germany, the same thing. So I think our government, yes, we understand the realities, and people are really hungry. People are screaming economy. They need to kickstart the economy. At the same time, just like Mariam said, we must take responsibility of ourselves. We need to ensure that we keep safe and just make sure we have enough social distancing and don't spread the virus. Mariam, how are you doing? Very quickly.
I'm fine. That was my banter, actually. I was coming here to vex. Like, why would you do this? Why would you let them? What you should have done for me is, the only reason people want to come out is they are hungry. So let's find the resources to make sure that people are getting food. They are doing it everywhere else. We can do that. Let's put our strength and our resources where it will best serve the government and the people. You don't want your people in hospitals. Look at already today, we're going to be talking about bed space being filled up. So
okay, let's go on a break now. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Let's start with The Nation. Isolation centers running out of space for patients. Nigeria's oil gas exports to fall by $26.6 billion, says IMF. Governor okays chloroquine for COVID-19. INEC to ratify guidelines for Edo-Ondo elections, and Mayday tears for workers amid COVID-19. Ngigi says we'll secure jobs. Okay, so let's start with the
Bauchi State Governor.
Bauchi State, go ahead.
Okay, so the Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, has authorized the use of chloroquine to to treat COVID-19. He's saying that he's taking responsibility, that he was an index case and he was treated with chloroquine and Zithromax. So he's saying that the health officials are using their ingenuity to treat with chloroquine, and that our physiology has already accepted chloroquine. Let's not be waiting for the whites to tell us exactly what to do. That he's authorizing it, anybody can go ahead. Instead of people dying and not treating themselves with anything, they should use chloroquine and Zithromax. That he has used it and he was able to survive.
I find that a very dangerous comment to make, especially at this time where we've heard people overdosing on things like that. And I'm wondering, on what authority is he making, as a patient or as a medical doctor, as a scientist or as a researcher, or just because you used it and it worked for you? Many people have come up with different things that worked for them during this period. But until it is really proven, we should be careful what we say out to the public. But people,
okay, let's talk about the isolation centers in Lagos State.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it was definitely going to come to that. We know that our numbers have been increasing steadily. And right now in Lagos State, we have 2 isolation centers, the Yaba Onikon centers. And we have about 947 patients right now in Lagos, and we do not have enough space. The Minister for Health is asking for volunteers. Of course, if you have like buildings you would like to donate for isolation centers, they are calling for it. So yeah. So that's why
they're saying that they might have to resort to home care just in case. Okay. If they reach that capacity that they can't, they might have to then begin to treat people from homes.
Yes, and they're also talking about testing. So usually testing, you'd go to a center, but they're going to be doing like the community testing now. So they come go around to you, and test.
Moving on now to the Punch. Infected health workers rise from 40 to 113 in 1 week. Controversy surrounds video vixen's electrocution in Lagos. States using COVID-19 to make money, Northern elders allege. Mystery deaths, 5 family members die in Enugu. INEC to review resumption pending polls next week. National Assembly article others salute Nigerians on Workers' Day. And Nigerians, China disagree over the Guangzhou accommodation for 207 eviction. Okay, let's start with the major headline, then we'll come to the human interest.
So the Minister for Health again on Thursday was talking about the number of health workers that have been infected. Right. So first of all, there's 113. First of all, there's a 300 number that's going out there, which he he said that is false. They don't have that number. But 113 health workers have contracted the virus, but he says that it's both private and public. And also I think the head of NMA was saying that it's not just doctors and nurses, these are like personnel that work in hospitals. But he's talking that especially for hospitals that have not been authorized or who are properly equipped to treat COVID-19, they're the ones that have that have caused these large numbers. So he's appealing to health workers, make sure you have your PPEs before you attend to any patient. Of course, there's the story of PPEs not being enough. And he's talking about that too. You know, they are going to do all their best to make sure that but health workers also need to protect themselves as they treat patients.
The human interest story.
Yeah, so a popular video vixen and dancer, her name was Love Divine, popularly known as Picture Kodak, said they were, I think, shooting on set in one of the directors. They mentioned the director's name here, and Clarence Peters. And then she was trying to receive a call her iPhone when she got electrocuted. So people are questioning the story, saying that how can she die, just slump and die, that investigations should be carried out. A lot of people are calling on the government to ensure that they carry out investigations. I don't even understand, because it happened on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. So I don't know if it's this Wednesday or last year Wednesday. I don't want to get into that.
People are still
they said they are saying that they picked up the corpse from the morgue for autopsy. So
moving on now to Vanguard very quickly. For COVID-19, job cuts loom as Buhari falls back on Oronsaye report. Mayday workers lament unfair practices, warn against post-COVID-19 job insecurity. I've authorized use of chloroquine. We talked about that as Bauchi governor. Couple, 3 children found dead in Enugu. Soldier killed, policeman shot as security men clash in Delta. Governors playing pranks with COVID-19 to get money, says NEF. And we're struggling with bed spaces in Lagos, says NCDC. Let's start with the major headline, job cuts loom.
Yes, so President Muhammadu Buhari, in response to the COVID-19 realities, has approved the implementation of a report submitted by Stephen Orasaye. And Stephen was at the Presidential Committee on Restructuring and Rationalization of Federal Government Parastatals, Commissions and Agencies during the Goodluck Jonathan administration. So this particular report, called the Orasaye report, was like an 800-page report, which recommended that we merge 102 government parastatals and agencies. So the government has given, yes, to reduce the costs. But NLC is saying that this reduction and merging of parastatals is not going to do much, so to speak, but most of those parastatals are not duplicated. Their services are not duplicated. So it's like the police and the FRC, you merge them, their jobs are totally different. In as much as the police can do some of the jobs of the FRC.
But go ahead.
Okay, so but he's saying that if they want to really, the government is serious about reducing the cost of government, they should look at the political appointees, they should look at the political structure, they should look at the bogus allowances and all those appointees that join both the executive and the legislature.
I think we can do everything together. Yeah. I think also the NLC was trying to say that they're not against you merging, but don't just sack people. Yeah. But I don't know how that's going to happen, because there are some parastatals that are duplicated. So you have the Ministry of Information, for example. You have the National Orientation Commission. You have the NBC. They are regulators, and they're also doing other things on that information, or doing
so they can all be under one umbrella.
Things, but they can actually merge into one, doing almost the same thing.
Let's see.
So
Let's
the Northern Elders Forum, Professor Abdullahi is saying that he's alleging that some of the northern leaders or governors are using this period to make money. So they are using their what's the word now? Falsifying the numbers of patients so that they can get donations from the federal government and also foreign aid. That is an allegation, because, you know, to hear this would be, some people would say, if he's saying that, is he saying that this particular state does not have as many numbers as they have? And then some people would think that, oh, is he trying to say, you know, so I don't know how we take that, but that is what he's saying. I guess investigations will have to go.
Moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. COVID-19, Labour says no to arbitrary cut in workers' salaries. Remdesivir, that's world moves closer to COVID-19 cure. 113 workers infected. COVID-19 states playing politics with numbers. Just talked about that. And police probe death of family members in Enugu. Job cuts, I mean, everybody's talking about the fact that...
Labour is still insisting that they will not take the job cuts, they will not take the pay rise cuts, the pay cuts, saying that workers are more like in the forefront. They are the sweat that gives gain to organizations, and they cannot stand and watch their monies be reduced. They are going to really fight it. And if anyone gets an idea that an organization or a company is cutting, they should report to the secretariat. But I want them to be realistic. Now, if they want to say for government parastatals, they are going to ensure that the government workers don't get a pay cut, I would understand. But for private organizations, no. Let's say they are fighting for government now. The national cake, so to speak, is there. So, but for the private organizations that they are struggling seriously, a lot of them have made losses already. They can't even afford to pay. You don't just sit down and say you're going to fight or resist them.
So let us do
they should have
a reality check. Our national cake has actually reduced.
We don't have.
We are now our strategy now is just to be borrowing. We're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. That's our only source of revenue today. So that national cake is not there anymore. So
national peace.
So the point is, yes, whether the reality of the times is that job cuts is imminent.
Yeah.
Wow. Moving on to Daily Trust, fear of COVID-19 transmission as governors repatriate Almajiri across states. I think that's the only different story we've not taken. And Access Bank slashes workers' salary.
Yeah, so the 19 northern governors had come together, I think April 21, and decided that they will be repatriating the Almajiris in their states. And they have moved them from Plateau, Kaduna. Some states are actually, exchanging them. So they're taking them back to Kano, Jigawa, all the other states. But the thing is, the one that really worried me is that I'd always thought, these children should be with their families or be in the state that they can have family to support them. But the time to do it was not now. And to further, the reason why I say that is in Kaduna State already they have tested these Almajiris, and 16 of them are positive.
Wow.
So for me, from the very beginning, I knew that if we're going to be moving the number of children across states, what you will be doing is spreading this. But they say that they're going to have like once they get to the states, they'll have like an isolation center for them. And then...
what is also interesting about that story is that these, because they tested 40 of these Almajiris, just 16 different came from Kano.
Yeah.
Recently came in from Kano. So what that is saying is that we do have quite a bit of numbers in Kano,
yes.
not just among the elites, but also among the Almajiris. And even recently, I think we just lost about 5 people in Kano also within the last 24 hours.
Yeah. So we're just importing from state to state now. That's what's happening. We need to be
with
very
the children.
Kano is getting very
scary.
And
then just quickly to say, I've seen how these children have been transported. It's not fair. It's not right. Please, I mean, just have some compassion. These children didn't do anything. They were just born. Put them properly, social distance in nice buses and take them home. Thank you. That's all I'm asking.
Wow. Access Bank quickly?
Daily.
All right. So Access Bank has notified its workers.
You know what? Let's talk about Access Bank. We'll bring it up another time. Okay. Because it's not just Access Bank. There are quite a number of companies.
A number of them. Okay.
So we'll make it a topic next week because many companies are considering job cuts and also retrenching some people and. It's the tough times, but we need to learn. Let's talk about it holistically, not just for Access Bank. So I don't want us to put them on the spot at this time. Our final paper is Daily Sun COVID-19 bed space. We talked about that. Let's find a story we've not taken. Fear grips indigenous oil producers, banks over the 1.6 trillion naira loan. EU delegation distributes food items to over 2,000 people in FCT. An 8-story building collapses in Owerri. Who has that story?
I have the story. So this 8-story building was actually under construction when it collapsed, and they tried to rescue them. About 14 of them were injured. 1 person died. Investigations are ongoing as what's happened, and the people that have been rescued are in the hospital. They're still trying to get out more people as this report is going on. Right.
So I wanted to take a story, but I don't have any more time. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll discuss a few updates from COVID-19 from different states. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us is the Commissioner for Information, Katsina State, Mr. Abdul Karim Sirika. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Good, good. So we got reports that you just received quite a bit of Almajiris from Gombe State. Could you tell us what has been done so far? Have you tested them? Where are they right now? What are you doing with them?
Okay, good morning. As you have rightly said, we received a number of Almajiris from our neighboring states like Kano, Gombe, and the other states in the Federation.
Right.
What we did to them is that we camped them at the NYSC camp here, and they are going to remain there for about 2 weeks. If they are found to be negative, then we will now send them to join their own communities. Those that are found to be positive, then we will take them to the treatment center. That is what we have been doing, and any state that has sent our Almajiris back, that is what we are going to do for them.
Right.
Have you sent yours back as well? Have you done the same thing? Have you sent them to any states?
No, not. It was just yesterday. We had a meeting with His Excellency and he instituted a committee that will go around the state to see those that are not in our people in the state. Then we'll also do the same to send them back to their original state.
Right.
All right, sir. So I hear that about 3 local governments, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, on lockdown as we speak in Katsina.
On Wednesday, this week, we received about 9 additional cases in Katsina.
Okay.
Already, 7 local governments were locked down, and we got in additional 2 local governments that were presently or this morning were locked down.
Okay.
Those of Musawa and Kenkia, because they have one positive case in that local government.
Okay, so what would it take for you to lock down the whole state? Because I see this is a mistake that most states are making, waiting for the COVID-19 to really affect the areas before they lock it down. If you lock down the whole state, don't you think it will help in curbing the spread of the virus?
Madam, when this coronavirus was gotten in China, the China people were not did not lock to the whole of China. It is only the affected areas that were locked down. That is Wuhan. So my state governor, our state governor, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, don't want his people to suffer. So therefore, anywhere we get any case of this COVID-19, then we will lock the local government. You know, we started with Daura. We were having only one local government before. Now they have gotten up to 9. All these 9 local governments, they have been locked down. So we are doing it in stages.
Right.
Any local government that is having positive person in that local government, we lock the local government.
So I'm guessing and I'm hoping that this means that you're doing enough testings around, across the state to be able to tell if it's just one case that's in there, you know, in these councils, or there may be more. Have you been, how many testings per council do you do daily to determine how many are positive?
Well, like now, for instance, Musawa and Kenkia, there are new cases now. So therefore, our doctors have been sent there to do the primary contacts, and then all those that have contacts with the positive persons, they are going to be traced, and they will be brought to the isolation centers.
You know, Lagos State did something. They converted many of their local government areas to sample collection centers. So they're not testing, but they're just collecting samples. Do you think your government can implement such in your state?
Of course, we have been doing it. And anybody that we have taken his sample, we will not allow him to join the community where we have taken him. We are now taking him to the isolation center so that if after the sample have come back, and he is found to be
That's
negative.
Not the question, sir. The question is that do you have steady collection centers across your state? So, for example, all the various local governments, do we have people there waiting people to come forward to say, oh, I have a cough, I have the symptoms, please, can I get tested, at least get the samples? Do you have that running in your state right now?
Of course, yes. We have teams that comprises of experienced doctors. Anywhere we have any case on that matter, then we'll dispatch our doctors to go and test them.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to ask again about the Almajiri. If we take them, if you find them, before you take them to different states, I'm sure you've heard how many of them are testing positive. Is it possible in your own case, since you haven't started yet, test them first?
Yes,
so that we're not, you know, sending this across states.
We will do that, inshallah. We are going to do that because we had that those that were sent from Kano to Kaduna, after being tested, 5 of them were positive. So we will not repeat the same mistake.
Right.
We will make sure that before we disperse our Almajiris here to other states, we will make sure that we will test them.
Right.
All right, sir. For the local governments that are under lockdown, how effective is the lockdown, and how are you extending palliatives to them to ensure that
the local government that are under lock now, actually the compliance is almost 99% because I have gone around the whole local government that were locked down.
Okay.
And with regards to palliatives, you know, Daura was the first local government that was locked down.
Yes.
So therefore, His Excellency has approved some trucks of rice and other palliatives that to be given to Daura, and they have even been given. And that of Dusama also were given about 2 trucks of rice and other palliatives. And also some of our senators and philanthropists are doing their best actually to see that.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about the fact the Sultan had said when Ramadan started that everybody should pray in their houses, that there shouldn't be any public gatherings. How has your state been able to monitor this so far since Ramadan? Are people still gathering for prayers or even to collect food? And we know there are lots of poor people that try to go to.
No.
So actually, is that happening in your state?
There are total compliance. There are total compliance in Kaduna State. We have been monitoring. We have been monitoring with our this is security personnel to see that any violators, and even to let me tell you, we have also initiated court what do we call it? Instant court, that any violator will be what do I call it? Will be charged to court.
Right.
And if you are found to be guilty, then you are going to be jailed because you have violated the law of the state. Yes.
So, sir, I hear that your state has been asking for help from donors like every other state. Have you gotten any help so far to fight this pandemic?
Of course, as I said earlier, our philanthropist organizations, CBOs, NGOs, and our rich people, they have started contributing to the corpus of the state government, or rather to the committee that is responsible for collecting this palliatives. And actually, we have been doing well. People are responding to our call.
Okay, we have to let you go soon, but you don't have a testing center in Katsina State, so you still have to travel to, is it Kano or Kano? Do you have one now?
No. We have only in Kano and Abuja. Yes.
So that reduces the logistics of between sample collection and then testing. How many days is that? Does it take?
Just 2 days. Just 2 days.
Okay. All right.
Just 2 days.
Okay, well, good. Thank you very much. We'll keep you posted, and we'll also be in contact with you. Keep an eye on the states.
No problem.
And know what's going on with you, so we at least ensure that the people of Kano State are well protected. We're going to go on a break now. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. You are welcome. Thank you.
Speaking with the Commissioner for Information of Katsina State, Mr. Abdulkarim Siriga. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So these are people giving out lots of palliatives in this period, and we are really grateful because we're going to try to do this as often as possible to celebrate Nigerians who are doing great things. Just give them a few minutes to mention their names, let them know that just to encourage them, because listen, it's not easy at this time to give of yourself and of who you are and to others. So the first person we'll be celebrating today or recognizing is Mrs. Toyosi Akerele Ogunshiji, who is part of the Victim Support Fund, that's VSF. Support Fund, that's VSF. They donated 100 million naira worth of food and drugs to Taraba. I know she did call me at the time when she started looking for certain products at the time. So I knew, and she's really hands-on. So she's quite passionate about this, and she's been all over the country. They've been to Gombe State, Taraba, quite a lot of stuff in the northern area. And the focus was to help the IDPs, especially during this period. Did you see any of her pictures online or? Right.
We have a lot of pictures.
Yes.
I am happy with what it seemed like. COVID-19 is just bringing people together. Right. People are thinking more about what can I do to help people around me. We're seeing people show love genuinely from their heart that we really do not see most of the time. And I just feel that after post-COVID-19, it should not stop. We should always have a way of looking out for one another, helping each other go through whatever crisis it is. And people have been sending me messages that, Your View, when are people going to do your own palliative? I say, Auntie, we are doing the little we can. If you know the kind of messages I receive on a daily basis, if you know what listening,
trust me,
on a daily basis.
We all do ours, but we've not done it together because together is company. Company has policies, because of the issues. So we're also being careful. Now, if we had our individual things, maybe we could have, but together means that the company is going to be involved, and then there's also issues around that. But however, I think individually we're all doing certain things in different places. We're giving out food, we're giving out funds, we're helping people across in different places. Just I don't have anybody taking pictures for me.
No, we don't even want.
I don't even want pictures or anything.
So another person we'd like to celebrate today is Cocoon Foundation. They've been doing a lot of stuff. They've been giving out gifts, cash, food items to people in Lagos State. I mean, I follow
DK, right?
I follow. I think so. I follow Coco on Instagram, and they've actually been doing quite a bit. Now I think his foundation have been doing this for many years.
For many years.
So it's not new to him. Yeah. So it was almost like it was easy for him to put it together and then distribute food items.
It may not be easy, but I've followed him for a while on social media, and he has reached so many lives. So thank you to this.
When I said easy, I meant that it wasn't a hard sell for him to start, because many people are still thinking of how to do it.
He has a foundation
and a framework of how they do it. But it's been a good job for a long time. Another person would like to also celebrate, I think, is Yinka Faniye, the Yin Fanny Foundation. They've also been seen distributing food and other relief materials to the less privileged in the society. So the Yinka Fanny Foundation have been doing that. So it's just that a lot of these things, these giveaways don't always do the social distancing. However, regardless, we have to give out this food to people.
You know, my lifestyle with ML program that I do, a group of ladies have actually decided that they would like to give something back, you know, and this is for those of us within that group. Okay. It just shows you, as you were saying, you know, it's bringing out we're now celebrating virtues like kindness, looking out for each other. Before it was how how you pepper them to pepper them. But now we're wondering, you know, we're measuring you by your kindness, you know, by your sensitivity to what is happening, and we thank you.
People have been worried that, listen, how much, because a lot of people that, I think it was Tony Abraham that was saying that this time 5 years she couldn't have done this because of her funds, you know. People are struggling. You know, you see them and you think that they have, but the truth that they don't. But she's saying that now it's 5 years after where she's at a place where she can give. Help. So when you see that, because I think there's a celebrity that was complaining that people were saying, how can you be saying that we are not giving? Some people just don't have it.
They don't have it.
You would assume they do because they do all the bling bling, they look, but there is all, trust me, it's all for the cameras.
I think this is the time that we need to put our heads down to understand that because you're on TV doesn't necessarily mean you have. We've lived fake lives for a very long time where you're posing with cars that are not yours, flying private jets that are not yours. The chips are down now. We now know those who have and those. Keep yourself. Just humble. No, humble yourself so that people don't expect too much. We're getting a lot of messages because we're on TV, because people are expecting, because you're on TV, you must have. You are eating. It's the expectations that we have to put on ourselves.
Because in my house, I mean, my husband is a health buff, so he likes us to eat healthy. But at the same time, I'm thinking of having conversation. Like, listen, okay, we do all this. I want to eat goat meat, chicken. I'm like, bros, this thing, we are coming down because the truth is we don't know what's ahead.
Yes.
We are here talking. We don't know what's going to happen next few months. We don't know what's going to happen to jobs. People are talking about
start
job
raising chickens. So
it's either you raise your chickens or you just go and start buying frozen fish or something. Just, I mean, you scale down.
Yes,
I mean, I'm looking at my purse this month.
Everybody.
What I do every month, I budget. I know exactly how much I spend for house food. But now this month, after the show today, I'm going to sit down again and recalculate everything, all these cornflakes, all this one. I will start reducing some things because my kids, I told my kids the other day, Mommy, they're looking for snacks. Okay, yeah, snacks are great, but we're going to reduce this snack thing. We're going to pick one snack.
They should eat food.
You know, we have all sort of cashew today, you have nuts, we have this,
Pringles.
We just, because not that we don't have, but we must save, we must conserve.
Yes. This is the
preserve
time
what we have.
Because
we have to be extremely prudent because you don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know if we're going to go home. We have to be very careful. So the same thing across board. Don't assume people just have. Keep what you have. Give if you have the extra. But if you don't, conserve, preserve what you have with you. So I think on that note, we can actually, and is there any last words for just to thank people generally?
Just thank people, yes.
Thank
and
you
because
so
today is
much.
also Workers' Day, we need to also re-acknowledge, as we always do, the health workers. So we've been corrected. It's not just nurses and doctors. We have people in the labs also who are faced daily with these samples. So we thank you so much for giving of your time, your effort, of your personal security to make sure that we're doing well. Thank you, and God bless you, and may God take care of your families as well. Because my mom is on that table.
And for the companies that are still paying salaries, well
God
done.
bless
It's not easy, trust me. I mean, after I had that webinar yesterday, I kind of knew what CEOs were going through.
It's a lot.
Many of them are thinking of what do I do?
Some
Can
are
I
not
function
sleeping.
without this number of people? I've been very generous to hire 50 people.
Do I need as much?
Do I need 50
many.
people? You know, that's what the Access Bank man was saying, that
Yes,
now,
sir.
do I need all these tellers? So these are real conversations we're going to have. Maybe next week we'll bring in a guest to give us some more perspective into this. So it's not just one bank or different companies. Let us see what CEOs, since we're starting to work on Monday, what their thoughts will be on how to go ahead. But we're going to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll delve into our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Oh, thanks for staying with us. So, we're minding our business. And we now saw this Nollywood actress. You know when Nollywood issues happen on Fridays? So, an old actor, she was under fire for charging extra 150,000 naira from a philanthropist who wanted her to do a 500,000 naira giveaway to Nigerians amid the coronavirus lockdown. Nigerians, however, reacted to this. So the question is, was she being a business-oriented person or was she being greedy? Let's hear your thoughts. You can call us on 070-806-6804. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so personally, when I read the story, I'm thinking, what's the big deal? This woman is a celebrity. She has a platform that people that is viable. People want to use your own platform to project their philanthropic work. Because if the guy really didn't want publicity, he would have done it on his own personal page.
Yeah, finished the topic.
He would have, but people, there are other parts of it that are saying, okay, why did she charge? So I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Do you think it was a good thing or it was a bad thing? Yeah.
For me, I want to be very careful today, so it won't
Why
come
today?
out. No, yes, because I always come under fire that this one is beefing somebody or this one is not, you're too harsh and all of that. So I want to be very careful and I want to look at it holistically. So when I read the conversations, that's the screenshots that was sent, I realized that what happened was the guy wanted to donate 500,000 to support. She has been doing something, giving out to her fans. So the guy saw it and was like, okay, I want to join you. I want to donate 500,000 for 100 people. So that would be like 5,000 each person. And the guy asked, should I give my name? She said, it would be better if you are anonymous. So the guy confirmed from a friend, and friend is okay, don't worry, puts my name there. And then the guy transferred the 500,000. Then she says, my charges is 150K. And the guy was like, I thought you were doing this to help people. I am just supporting you to do this and help people. So why, in fact, as a matter of fact, just send the money back. I'm not interested anymore. And she blocked the guy. So the guy tried to reach her. It didn't happen. I think he now went to social media and published the statement. So people read it and reacted. Why is she blocking him? Why has she collected the 500,000? Why is she charging 150,000? So for me, this wasn't a business transaction. The guy didn't come to say, I want to do business. I want to, be popular on your page. I just came like, I'm seeing what you're doing. I appreciate you and I want to support you. And you're asking me for 150. She replied and said that this was actually supposed to be for bank charges, and I'm wondering to transfer. No, that was the message. Yes, but for bank charges, and I'm wondering if you transfer. Let's take for instance, they take 50 naira from bank to bank.
She was just trying to defend herself.
Let me break it down.
We know that kind of cover. We know that's way beyond bank charges. You understand that? So let's not even use that as an argument.
So for me, this isn't the time that you're going to be putting prices on things like this. You're helping people.
She has built her platform. She has built her person for many years. Okay. The man did not build it for her.
Okay.
She has a platform that is viable, that people are actually following her. Okay. Now, if you support, for someone like me now, I have supported people that I see them doing things online. I say, please send me your account number, let me support you. And I forward money to them.
Yeah.
Do I mention your name? I said, don't mention my name. Yeah. Because I am supporting what you're doing. I'm keen into you. Yes. I'm supporting you. Yeah. Don't mention my name.
Yeah. That's your choice.
Now, that is if you're done. But he didn't want that. He said, put my name. Once you're putting his name, now he's taking that credit. You're going to take the credit. That means you're using my platform for your credit.
Doesn't
mean that you pay for your service. Yeah.
Okay. So, the face of it when you see the story is like, this is a person that's collecting 150K for a charity for 500K, and it looks bad. But reading through the same messages, I can tell what she's about. So I have a platform. Maria has said everything. I have a platform, and it costs this amount of money to use my platform. We know of people who do charity sort of on TV. They pay for people to see them doing that charity. Right. So if you know that, the only problem I would say with her is she didn't seem quite upfront with him from the beginning. So you want to do this, how are we doing this? And this is what it would cost immediately. And these are my charges. I understand the bank charges. So he's sending 500,000, right? And he's saying 5,000 naira per person. That's 100 people. So there will be bank charges.
50 naira max.
I've sent money to some people who have said, oh, please, I need money, a particular amount for something. But if I send that exact amount, by the time they withdraw it, it will not be enough to pay for what they want to do. So sometimes you see how heavy it is for them to say, but please, can you just make it a little bit, like 10,000 plus, so I'm able to withdraw it, the complete amount. So those are the things. She will be doing those transfers back and forth. So he should have put that into consideration. I understand that now people are doing this charity. He could have done it, another way. He could have done it on his own platform. So help me look for people who need 5,000. I will send from my own account to these people, since he also wants to be known.
So why are we demonizing Eniola Badmus for charging 150,000? Listen, she, as I said, she has the work that she does. Now, the man, yes, we understand he's trying to do charity work, but if you're going to do charity work, you don't need to be an Eniola Badmus to do charity work. Whoever you are, do charity on your platform, and people come to you.
Hold on. So these times are not the normal times where people just wake up to do charity.
But can you force anybody to do what they want? But can you force anybody to do what they want to do?
Hold on. So people will see you and see that you're credible. Miriam is thinking of doing something tomorrow. And somebody calls up her, I've been seeing you on your View, and I like you. I trust you because you have something to lose. If you eat my money, I'm going to call you out. Right. And I want to support you because I know that you will actually share it. Right. That's what happens with celebrities. Right.
Yes,
because people trust them.
Right. Yeah.
That's fine. So when she got the money, like you mentioned initially, she should have been upfront that this is a business transaction. Yeah. But I have seen pages where people are donating and they mention the names of the people who donated. This person, Moriah, has supported me. Thank you. Let's thank Moriah for supporting me. Yeah, Moriah has given me 100K to give to how many people? And it's okay. But she asked the guy, how do you want it? Should I put your name or not? And the guy said, what do you think?
And she said,
so it wasn't a business transaction as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it wasn't a business transaction. I just feel that probably she felt something is coming in. Maybe let me make something out of it.
I don't think I would say. But this, you don't know people's pockets. People need money.
No, but she's doing giveaway now. Is she not doing giveaway?
The only thing, see, you can do giveaway. You can do it as a business plan or as a business transaction, or you can do it just from the goodness of your heart. But you need to be upfront. Someone comes to talk to you about it.
Exactly
be upfront about it. But there are people that this is a business thing for them. That's how they earn their money, and you should recognize.
Okay, when the guy now said, hold on, when the guy now said, I want my money back, I'm no longer doing. Why did she send it back?
She returned. I heard she returned.
No, she didn't return it.
No, I heard she had returned the money.
Yeah, you're right. She actually gave it back. But the point is that for example, if I've been giving out maybe 150,000 naira for my own personal money, and God now brings somebody
to support you,
to want to now, hear the point. Because I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. Okay. You've given out me 150,000 of your personal money, and now somebody now comes to you, say, come and support.
No, that's
maybe you feel that
that's not your money.
God is blessing. God is refunding my money.
No, listen, that money is not yours. If that money was not given to you, Eniola Badmus, this money, take 150 out of it for you.
But anyway,
that money is not for
her.
Please,
she's a fantastic actress.
Yes, we love her.
We love her. Please don't demonize her. She's running a business.
And just be upfront next time.
Her platform is viable, and come on, you just have to understand
just tell them
she's a celebrity. So please, but don't demonize the woman. She's a fantastic person. Let's go on a break now. We come back. There's another hot topic. Oh, we have a call. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Morning to the other listeners in the studio. I was thinking you want to go on the break after.
No, I wanted to, but go ahead. Now that you called, go ahead. We'll wait for you.
I think for me, what Eniola did was not a good one. That's the simple truth. Because even if, as a business person, as an actress, there is no problem being a business person. But in this case, you should understand that this individual was trying to reach out to some less privileged at this time of need. And I think every reasonable thinking human being should understand that it's not everything in life that you should bring business into.
Yeah.
She should even be thinking of how to also reach out to people. So if you are seeing somebody who is thinking that I want to contribute to the good work you think you are doing.
I don't want to spoil greed for her, but she has been giving out. She has been giving out, just so you're aware, she has been giving of herself and her money to people. She has been doing her own charity on her own side. It was just that, I guess, she's trying to also get paid for the service of this man.
You said something about expectations people have of you. You just really never know what a celebrity is about until you engage them. So you see her doing this charity work, or many of them. Find out, is this from the bottom of, from the goodness of your heart, selflessly, Or is this a way of also making money for yourself while you're at home, while there's no work? And now I have this platform. I can make small money from it while also doing good. So until you have that conversation with someone, just don't assume that everybody is on the same level.
Because people, you don't know where people's pockets are. Let me take them that call. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning. My name is Evans, calling from Alimosho.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this issue is so simple and so flexible. She shouldn't use it as a business aspect. Somebody is actually coming out to just give this to people that is in need. Do you understand? So sometimes I do find it that we are just the problem of ourselves. And now, what is she trying to portray on the floor? That if somebody wants to do something good next time, how do I want to come out if something like this is coming up? I will hide myself because I know that somebody wants to make money. Even though when you want to make money with this, when I'm giving you 500,000, okay, you can collect it in good faith. If you want to make any gain, but still do your part, maybe you can spend like 400,000 from that place.
I think a lot of people are not aware that many charity organizations actually get paid somehow for doing this. So even the huge, big organizations that you see, foundations that you see, they sort of, there's a way that maybe non-profit, but there's a way they have to support themselves and support their staff.
Let me help
so you need to understand.
Many of these charity organizations, the reason why many of them are filming and recording, is it because they want to just show you that they're doing well? No, it's for record purposes. They're going to show their donors that I have done this, give me more money. So they're all making profit somehow. Let's call it spade a spade. Let us not bajalob of anybody here.
We know what it is.
COVID-19. But we understand it's COVID-19, yes, but people are making money in COVID-19, whether you want to believe it or not. Let's leave that matter. But the truth is that the man himself that actually released
so that's the second part.
He himself.
No, because they blocked him.
No. Now let's do it the second way.
He was blocked.
Uncle, you want to make donations, but you want your name to be shown. And yet you're upset that another person wants to make out of it.
Thank you,
Both of you are in the same basket.
Exactly.
You want fame, she wants pay.
I disagree.
Yes.
He said, I return it and I'm not doing it anymore.
No, that's the difference. But in the beginning, it's more like I need to be seen and known.
I disagree.
And this will discourage
that's an integrity issue.
No, because she blanked him.
No. She blocked him.
I think
she
she blocked him.
and you block me, and I will not
That's
post
the only part.
I need my money back now.
Okay, I have another call. Good morning, Bank. Are you there?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I can understand the explanations that Badmus gave for a reason. But the point is so straight. I've had a number of cases like that. Some of my friends that did something of such. They called popular bloggers and so on, people that are famous. I want to do this giveaway. They will ask you, do you want your name to be there? Some can say yes, some will say no. If you say yes, that doesn't make them turn it to transaction. I'm going to charge it. No. The highest they do is say, the charges are this, or some of the guys I'm going to send, they are going to take this, maybe 10,000. Things like that. I wouldn't make it seem like you are making money
out of it.
And what about the explanation of blocking the person?
Yeah, that was wrong.
Why was it not easy for her to just send back the money?
Simple.
Rather than just blocking the person. Blocking the person means go to hell. And that is what most of these people do behind, that you don't know. They put forward some other images and you find another image out there. I'm telling you, that is what happens. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know one thing. You know one thing also I understand. When we're having conversations, sometimes it's good to be able to differentiate where people did wrong and what they did right. Yeah. So the part that she did wrong, we have talked about that.
The blocking.
But we cannot judge her. We cannot call her out. We cannot call her out for wanting to make money on something. As long as it's
her platform.
It's her platform and she makes money from it. Some people would take, I know of some makeup artists who would do your makeup, right? And people pay them extra so that they can put their face on that person's platform. So this makeup artist is well known and well celebrated, and she comes to your house and she does your makeup, but you pay her a little extra because you want to be featured so that everybody will see you on her page and like you. So we need to, I guess many Nigerians are not aware, but that's how people use their platforms in many ways. Yeah. So that's what she did right. What she has done wrong is blocking the person. Someone cannot give you their money and then you just, ice them. But she was able to return the money to him, so and that's fair is fair.
I think I have another call. Good morning, Dakwa. Are you there? Hello, Dakwa. Are you there? Oh, we lost that call. I think we have to wrap up.
Yes, I think we should also be very careful especially if you are in the public eye. Because if it was somebody who wasn't a celebrity now and she did the blocking, the man will not be able to trace or find.
Yeah,
do you understand? But you're in the public eye, you need to be seen to have integrity so that people don't assume. There's something they say in the scriptures, let your good not be evil spoken of. That's what has just happened here. So if you can present your case exactly how you want it for posterity, for tomorrow, if anything happens, you can say, I told you up front that these were my charges and this is what I do. It will be better for everybody. Let's just be careful how we handle issues like this, so that they don't call you names that are not originally your name.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm lost.
That's the Yoruba part.
She's now forming Yoruba for us because the Yoruba goons are not here.
That's all we can say. When we come back, our celebrity guest joins us. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So he's an award-winning Nigerian film actor, director, and producer. He's a veteran actor who has been in the industry for over 46 years and has won lots and lots of awards. Welcome with us, Mr. Akin Lewis. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning. I'm here. Good morning, everybody.
COVID.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, so
yes, so how have you been managing? Are you with family or your family abroad, or where exactly are you?
No, I'm at home. I'm with family. And it's all good.
Fantastic. So, yeah. I mean, the industry obviously is also hit by this pandemic because many people had suspended productions that have been ongoing. A lot of actors and actresses are now online just goofing around and doing stuff. In your view, how soon do you think Nollywood can survive this pandemic? Do you think it's something that can happen soon, or it might take the rest of the year, if we think?
Oh, well, the government has assured us that it wants to open the economy all over again, and we are also part of the economy. So I'm sure that once we have a go-ahead, maybe take a couple of weeks, things will heat up again and we'll continue to start work.
Sir, so how comfortable would you be now? Even if because I hear from Monday, people will start, there will be a partial unlocking of the lockdown, and directors can start calling to come on set. How comfortable will you be knowing that the numbers are still rising? The unlocking of the lockdown does not affect the numbers. Would you go on set and shoot because you want to make money or something?
Well, working really is not just about making money. It has some other values. But the thing is, it depends on who you're working with. There are people I trust who they say to me they're in good health. Well, I suppose they're in good health.
Would you test them?
And they also have to trust me too.
Yeah.
If I say that, so you protect me, I protect you.
Right.
I think that's the way it's going to work. Otherwise, we might all just be shying away and nothing is going to happen.
I actually wanted to ask if you had come up with like innovative, creative new ways to do production directing going forward. Recently, saying that the Oscars will be considering movies that are streaming, online, which is different. So I'm wondering what the Nigerian producer or director is thinking right now, going forward, given the position we're in right now.
Yeah, it's a big challenge, but I'm sure we're up to the task. We have quite a number of very creative young talents who are growing every day. Don't forget the industry is big and we are still young.
Right.
And we can take all those risks, so
let me come to you.
Whatever they throw, in our path, we'll roll with them.
Now let's come to your career for a minute. I know that you've been in the corporate world for many years, and acting wasn't your only source of income. You've had other businesses and all that. I find that interesting because in the early days, according to your interviews you've done in the past, said that you intentionally ensured that you did other businesses and you're involved in other things, not just acting. Acting was not your sole source. Now, today you see many of your colleagues asking for money, they're sick. We just recently got Nollywood actor Bolagade Akinpelu. He needs help. Many of your colleagues, especially in your own league, have fell into that net where they didn't have anything outside the movies. How would you advise younger actors today concerning it? Is this something do you think they should continue at that pace, or they should actually have something on the side?
Well, I'm really sorry about those who are sick and who need help. We have to help them. But the thing is this, I think I just had the grace of God. God helped me a long time ago. I mean, when we started out in the arts, it was for the love of art. But when we started having families, children, and all of that, we discovered that you need more than love of art to keep the family going. And that's when I decided, that I needed other parallel incomes and all of that. And every time I go on set or any time we're together at an event or anywhere, I mentor these young men and women because our job is not as structured as you would the private sector or even the public sector. You get a work today that will give you a lot of money, and maybe for the next 6 months you don't get anything else. You get work tomorrow that won't give you too much, but then maybe, so it's not really structured. So I say to them, don't always eat with your 10 fingers. Invest, keep something away, and do that, and at the end of the day, I live in my own house.
Yeah.
I have my own house.
I'd like to go to the ladies, but the reason why I'm asking is, again, because a lot of actors and actresses have been criticized for having something on the side, because people expect them to only do their art and earn money from their art. But there have been quite a few that have started maybe boutiques or done skincare products and all that. And people are saying, what kind of rubbish is it? They're using their platform to... People are criticizing them. So do you think that, so would you say encourage them? Go ahead.
Absolutely. Anybody who is doing any other thing on the side, I would say kudos. I would say, when you get upset, you don't get distracted. But everybody needs a little something here and there. Nobody should be criticizing anybody for moonlighting. Come on.
Right.
People do 3, 4 jobs abroad. Just so that they can meet up, And so here, if we have actresses and actors who get some money, invest in some business, and they're using their platform. It's their platform.
Right.
It's a sweat. That's what they did. They deserve it, and we should encourage them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So this COVID-19 has exposed us to the digital era. It's been there, but we've been slow in catching up. And now the COVID-19 is showing us all the flaws that we have, and it's going to affect a lot of industries as well as the movie industry. Now, what do you foresee after now, where, usually when we have auditions, we have thousands of people coming in, treated unfairly for auditions. Do you foresee a change in Nollywood?
Well, don't forget Nollywood is part of the polity.
Yes.
And if Nigeria changes, then Nollywood itself will change. And I bet that most of us will change, like Nigerians, that is, because of this COVID-19. I mean, now we have seen that, hey, what is life? What really is life that you are hanging on to it as if you want to die with it? You will die at any rate. We need to treat each other better. We need to love each other more.
Right.
And I think that is what will help us. So the more people that come, so long as you have the talent and obeying all the COVID-19 parameters that they tell us, I guess we'll swing with it. I guess we'll do it.
Our Nollywood, we're quite sharp. Usually when something happens, next thing you see titles like COVID-19 121.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, have you got anything concerning COVID, in the works?
No. See, don't forget that.
In the works?
No. See, don't forget that what we do in theater and in film is a replica of life. So I will not be surprised at all if the film comes out now, the COVID-19. I will not be surprised.
Okay, you recently featured in Funke Akindele's Your Excellency, which is a good movie. A lot of people enjoyed it.
Funke Akindele's Your Excellency.
Sorry?
The film belongs to Ebony Live.
Ebony Live,
yes. I don't know, we just think Funke Akindele.
She was
but she was part of that production.
Yeah, she was. She started.
Recently, Funke Akindele was under fire. Did you call her during that period?
Listen, I had said to somebody that we need to let Funke be.
Right.
Funke and I have a relationship. I have, I looked after her health during this period and all of that. But when this thing happened, she regretted the action. She apologized. She's been fined, and I believe she's doing a lot more. So maybe we should just leave it to her.
Right.
It was a mistake, and It's Funke after all. She's done so much for society.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should focus on.
Fantastic.
So we have not been seeing so much of you in Yoruba movies. What's happening? You've now moved to English.
Not doing English.
I'm very busy in the English subsector, really. I've been doing, you know, some soaps on TV that, you know, series that run on a daily basis, you know. So it's very difficult to do that and combine with anything else.
Oh, okay.
That's why. That's what has happened, you know.
You've been featured in quite a number of modern day movies, the new Nollywood movies. We saw you at King of Boys, Are.
That's right.
You know, I mean, trust me, some of us have watched that movie like a million times. I mean, we went back to the cinema.
It was good.
But how is it working with the new media? Because you've been there and now you're seeing young faces, young energy, and all that. How do you see it compared to when you were in the industry? Sorry, when you started.
When I was younger.
Yes, when you were younger.
I am tired of any time I have to work with these young ones. Because the truth is, they have energy, they are very creative, they are ready to take risks and all of that. So I feel fired up, you know, I give them my input and they listen. You know, I mean, you don't have to put my name as against advisory to blah, blah, blah. But no, these things happen. And they are very good. And I'm glad that they are there because we are probably going to hand over to those ones.
Some veterans have complained. Some veterans have complained that these new guys don't really acknowledge or involve them. So some of you have been able to be part of the new Nollywood, but others have said they don't come to us. So then these small children, they think they know it all. So how have you been able to make that transition from being a veteran actor back then and still be able to join the new Nollywood? Was it that you went to them? Or did they come to you? How did it happen?
You see, for me, if you ask, apart from my talent, which everybody knows, I'm a private person. And I thank God for having enabled me to, you know, to be quiet about who I am. I do not put on my head, oh, superstar. Most of my colleagues walk around every set as if they own them. And they have just asked me to come and work. And people just behave anyhow. They are difficult, they fight, and stuff like that. So any producer who is smart does not want to work with some people again. It's as simple as that. Right. I have a reputation. I go on set, I sit quietly in a corner. Apart from mentoring you and helping you with your directing or your acting, I don't give you any problems. I don't carry air. I go to work, I go back home. If most of us can do that, they will come. They will come. These young ones too, they are not silly. And it's all about spending money. You don't want to spend your money on somebody who will boss you around or keep you around and all of that. You know, so I just say to people, change a little bit, and you see that the other side will change too.
Okay. You know, one of the things we also talk about Nollywood movies all the time is the sort of message that we project. And so, yes, especially also to the young ones and our children. And I was wondering if you have anything to say about that. Like, were there movies that you had done in the past that you would have, you know, that you regret or you would have not done it now that you're older and have more experience and you're a veteran? Were there any projects you wouldn't have done now that you know much better? And what sort of things would you advocate for Nigerians to see more of?
Yeah. No, you see, the thing is, if you look at the nature of our job itself, you do bad ones, you do good ones. And I do not think I want to regret anything that I've done because the accumulation of everything that I have done is what I am today. Right. And of course, right now, there are movies I won't do. If I feel it's not strong enough, if I feel the character is not solid enough, and it's not a prepper. But at one time, you know, you just want a face to be there. You know, so they give you all, they pay you on, just so your face can be there, you know. Once you have crossed that threshold, then you can select easily what you want to do. Right. Having said that, you know, all of our films are fine. You know, there are films for the young ones, there are films for the adults, there are films, and again, there are charlatans. They don't do anything and rubbish.
Right. So what I see now is that the younger actors are more business oriented in the sense that they have, before you know it, they have their own productions ongoing compared to the older actors. Do you have any plans to have your own production? And why is it that you people are not so much in the forefront of producing and, you know, empowering young people?
Well, the thing is, we are from two different eras. Okay. You know, during our time, you have to specialize. You know, I mean, I am lucky. I'm one of the most highly trained. You know, I went to university, I have a master's degree. I trained at NTA for like 13 years to become a director and a producer, which most people don't, you are not opportune to have. You know, so most people from my era, they just do art and all of that. But nowadays, there are a lot of opportunities. There are funds everywhere. And these young chaps, they are smart. Most of them are educated. Probably more educated than the totality of my era. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And so they're able to think fast on their feet. And, you know, they move. And so they get all these funds. And they still know that there is quality from our side. And so they got to get it. You know, so some of us from my era are actors, producers, directors. All right. We are able to combine.
You have a very short time left. Let me just get a few more.
Okay, finally, sir, what would you say to an actor who hasn't been given opportunities? You know, you are talented. A lot of people out there have the talents, but because of the cumbersomeness of the auditions, they don't make anything out of it. What would you tell them? Should they kill the dreams and find something else, or should they make their own? I don't know. What do you have to tell them?
Well, once you realize that this is what you want to do, first, you better make sure that you have talent. That's very important. Okay. Make sure you have talent, and then keep at it. This is not the kind of profession you walk in today and walk away and come back next week or no. You keep at it. You keep at it, and until one day opportunity comes knocking, and you are right there, and you do. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story.
I have to let you go, sir, but let me just have the final question, because I know that you're going to be 50 years in the industry in 4 years' time, I believe. Wow. And you're planning to have a movie about yourself. Have you started work on that? Because we look forward to that movie.
No, this COVID-19 has everything come to a halt. Okay. After we get back to work, we start planning again.
So we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Bye, buddy. Bye.
We're speaking to veteran actor Akin Lewis. Such a pleasure. Do you have any tweets on him?
Oh my, we do have lots of tweets.
Eniola Badmus.
Yes, Eniola Badmus.
Please leave Eniola Badmus.
Please, just leave her alone.
We passed that topic. But but it's been a great show. I mean, listen, Eniola Badmus, she's an actor. We love her, and life happens. Yeah. Move on. By tomorrow, everybody has forgotten and moved on. So please,
we hope
be yourself and be you, Jerry. Don't mind them. Have a fabulous week. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye for now.